I'm done. You want to talk about regretting your vote?
I never thought I'd say that, but I regret my vote. I voted for Trump.
I voted for Trump, and I regret it now.
As a Hispanic, I voted for Donald J. Trump. Dude, I regret it so much, man.
I am regretting my vote for Donald Trump.
I voted for Donald Trump, and now I regret it.
A lot of people who were like me voted for Trump and have to account for that. I regret voting for Trump.
So deeply regret my vote for Donald Trump.
I regret voting for Trump.
I was a dumbass, voted for Trump. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of Maga. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
I was with Trump for 9 straight years. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump right now.
Claim that all of this chaos and confusion is about finding waste, fraud, and abuse. Elon Musk isn't finding waste. He's blocking spending he doesn't personally agree with. Elon Musk isn't finding fraud. He is recklessly assessing sensitive payment systems and our personal data. Elon Musk isn't finding abuse. He's blatantly breaking laws with no transparency or accountability. And dare I would say he is acting out abuse. So this really isn't about waste, fraud, and abuse, is it? How do I know for sure? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because when we tried to subpoena Musk this week, Republicans on the Oversight Committee blocked it.
How much money a day Mr. Musk will receive from the federal government for his contracts?
No.
The answer is $8 million a day. Just last year, Elon Musk was promised $3 billion from close to 100 contracts with the federal government. Ms. Royal, do you know how much the average person in this country who survives on Social Security, one of our seniors who's worked their entire life, about how much they have to survive on a day?
I do not.
$65 a day. We're not looking into Elon Musk's $8 million a day. This subcommittee, chaired by Marjorie Taylor Greene and the House Republicans, is looking into your grandmother's $65 a day. When Republicans talk about government efficiency in this Congress, they're not looking into billionaires who don't pay their taxes. They're not looking into billionaires who get rich off of government contracts. They're not looking into Elon Musk firing watchdogs who are supposed to keep him accountable. They're looking at cutting your public schools. They're going straight for your Social Security. They're coming straight for cancer research. They're coming straight for the Department of Education. They're not looking at big tech. They're not looking at big pharma because those people fund their campaigns. If this committee were serious about rooting out waste from our federal government, then today's whole hearing would be about how Musk and Donald Trump are firing the independent watchdogs who've done this work for decades. Instead, my Republican colleagues' actual goal on this committee is to distract from Trump and from Musk's corrupt war on accountability. This will not be a subcommittee dedicated to making government efficient for everyday people. It's about helping Elon Musk and Donald Trump be as efficient as possible in robbing our government and handing out our government services to the
On your first day in law school, in constitutional law, the very first day, they explained to you that the federal courts determine what is constitutional, not the Congress, not the president. Now, the president this week and Elon Musk and J.D. Vance, they're very unhappy that that's the way our founding fathers constructed the Constitution. And so on birthright citizenship, they've now been blocked. On freezing all federal funds, they've now been blocked. On cutting NIH funding, they've been blocked. On getting into all of the information about every American at the Department of Treasury, violating privacy rights of all Americans, they've been blocked. So they're very unhappy. But they're unhappy because they don't like the Constitution. They don't like the checks and balances. They don't like the system that was constructed to make sure that we did not have a king, we did not have a dictator, but we had, in fact, a system that ensured that all of these constitutional rights would be protected. And so right now, they're stymied for the time being, but ultimately we know what the plot is. The plot is to get into Medicare, to get into Medicaid, to get into all of the Department of Education funding programs, to get into clean air, to get into clean water. And why? To find the hundreds of billions of dollars in order to have the tax breaks for the millionaires and billionaires. So they're right now frustrated by the courts. who are saying, no, there are safeguards, there are procedures, there are laws on the books that have been passed by Congress and signed by presidents that block you from doing this, Mr. President. And they're very unhappy, but they're only unhappy because the United States Constitution is blocking them from doing what is illegal and unconstitutional.